Welcome to Emulating Messi, the Football Manager 2016 series where the aim is to try and be the first person to end up in prison because of tax fraud. I'm such a comedian. Yes, that's right, Emulating Messi is commencing right now. I hope you're looking forward to this. I certainly am. I've put in a lot of hard work over the last couple of weeks to get this out as soon as possible. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the outcome is of my hard work. And I hope you are too, so please smash the like button if you are. Thank you so much for everyone that has supported the series, especially to those who pledged through Patreon. Everyone that pledged through Patreon is guaranteed a place in this series. Now I'm going to be introducing the players over 4 videos because I think this is the best way to do it. I've got near on 100 players in this series. It's the biggest ever emulating series of mine. And if I was to introduce every single player in one video, you'd be sat there for an hour and you'd look at the video and think, blimey, it's an hour long. This is going to be like climbing a mountain watching this. So what I'm doing is I'm spreading the 4 videos over today and tomorrow. So to do 2 videos today and 2 tomorrow. So if you're not a player in this part 1, do not fear, there's 3 more chances to get into this series. If at the end of the 4 parts you're not in the series, please don't kill yourself. It's not the end of the world. Just sit back, enjoy the series, support a player of your choice. Let me know in the comment section below the player you will be supporting in each of the 4 videos and maybe an overall one at the end. So like I said, everyone that pledged through Patreon has a player in this, so if you're not in any of these videos, let me know. It's probably because I forgot to add you to the shortlist, and I will add you to the shortlist. But hopefully I've not missed anyone out. There's also around about 25 of you that commented on the first YouTube video that I picked to be in this series. So lucky 25 of you, you privileged people, because over 1,000 comments were on that video. So the chances of getting into this series, as always, is slim, let's be honest. So if you have got in, well done. I just used a random number generator. I assigned a number to every single player that signed up for this, and then on Excel used a random number generator thing to select everyone that will be in this series, and then I created you on the editor. So without further ado, let's have a look and introduce the players. I'm just going to make you wait a few more seconds before showing you the first few players that I'll be introducing today and show you the leagues that I've loaded into this database. For those of you that don't know anything about this series, what I will do is I will holiday into the future and we'll see how our players get on over time. Can they win World Cups? Can they win Ballon d'Ors? Can they play for the best teams in the world? So that's the reason why I've loaded the strongest leagues in the world. We've got England, France, Germany, Italy, Portugal and Spain and Scotland as well, because we've got a few Scots in this series. So those are the leagues loaded, as well as USA, because there's quite a few Americans that applied this time and have got into the series. I've also got Brazil in there just as a different alternative. And we'll just take a look at these leagues as we progress through it. Most of the players should move towards England, Spain, Germany and Italy, most probably. Perhaps the start of their career they might be in Portugal and maybe nations like Holland and Belgium as well. But I can't load everything because my computer will die. But there's still quite a few there, quite a lot of detail level there to make this series as interesting as possible. I must note a lot of players from outside of Europe that have been put into the series, I have given their second nationality of Gibraltar, simply because I'm hoping that will enable them to play in Europe a bit easier, but we'll see if that works. This is what you want to see, the player shortlist. Now in today's part 1 I'm just going to show the out and out strikers. So everyone that selected just striker as their position, we're going to have a look at them today. And then, so there's 16 players that we're going to have a look at. Over the next 3 parts I will show you the rest of the players. But just to look at the shortlist in detail, this is the sort of thing we will look at the start of each video as I holiday through the years. So you can just see an overview of how your player is getting on, or the player that you're supporting is getting on. So we've got name, position, club that you play for, your nationality, height and weight were randomised, remember, this time round. Your age, we're all starting as 17-year-olds. We've turned 17 on the 1st of June, so we're 17 years old and 1 month at the start of this save. Then we'll show the wages, value, personality, that was randomised as well. This is world reputation, so we're all a 1-star world reputation player at the moment. International caps, international goals, international youth appearances, international youth goals, all-time club appearances, all-time club goals, appearances for the current season, goals for the current season, assists for the current season, and then this is current ability. Now there will be some players, most 90% of the players will be starting at 125 current ability, but those of you that were very generous and pledged $5 or $10 to my Patreon for this series, I remember I said you'd start with 150 current ability, so there you go. The rest of us start with 125, including my player that I created. I'm not showing potential ability on here because I don't want to give it away, simply because if you see your potential ability or player's potential ability, you'll know how good they could get, and it ruins the fun of the series in a way. So I'm just going to show current ability, and we can see that progress over time through the series. I must also note, those of you that did pledge through Patreon, you can download this database now, so you can play your own saves on this right now. I've put it on my Patreon to those of you that have pledged to me. Everyone else, all of you other guys that are watching this, will be able to download the database very soon. It'll be when the players turn 20 years old, so only in a few days' time you'll be able to download that. It just means, like, if there are any mistakes in the database, I can fix them before I release it to everyone. I don't want to get completely bombarded with this is a mistake, so I can iron those out. If you do want to download it early though, you can pledge to my Patreon however little you want, and you can then download it because you'll be able to access everything on there. Let's start by looking at the strikers then in this part 1. So the first player, it's going to be me, Golden FM, and I've decided that I'm from Mongolia with second nationality from Gibraltar. Quite a few people, like I said, will have Gibraltar as a second nationality, and I've gone for dribbling, finishing, composure, off the ball and pace as my 5 best attributes. Unfortunately, I've only got 18 on them. Determination has also given me 18 randomly. So basically what I've done is, you guys sent me in the 5 attributes that you wanted to be strongest at. I put 20 on the editor. It doesn't necessarily mean it will start at 20 at the start of the game. It could be 18, 19 or 20, it generally is. Some of you will be lucky enough to have 20s, which is great, but they will fluctuate over time, I guess. Next up, Jack Osbourne, an English striker. He looks very good actually, lots of 18s there. No 20s though, but everyone obviously has the potential to be a fantastic player over time. Remember to let me know in the comment section below which player from each part that you will be supporting or you think will be the best. Next up is Alex Newton, another English guy. We've got a lot of English people in this series. In the past I've often done series where I've tried to get as many different nationalities as possible, but this time round it's just completely up to you what you want it to be, and a lot of you have gone for your real nationality, I guess, which is fair enough. Obviously I'm not actually from Mongolia, but I just fancied being from a different country. Then we've got Afik Suyukur from Malaysia. Has Gibraltar as his second nationality as well. Good finishing of 19, long shots 19, off the ball, work rate and pace all 19, so he's lucky enough to have 19 rather than 18 on his chosen attributes. Now this is one player that didn't actually come out randomly. Now there's 2 players that didn't come out randomly in fact in the series, but this is one of them, Big Dave from Albania. Now I'd selected all of the players using the random number generator that I was using, and then I went through the list of everyone and chose 4 names that I actually quite like the sound of. And I put them on Twitter in a poll and got you guys to decide which player you wanted in the series, and Big Dave just about came out on top. So Big Dave from Albania is in this series. Next up is Tamas Horvath from Hungary. Looks very good with good finishing, composure, off the ball, acceleration and pace. Also 20 on determination, should be very useful. Then we have Chris Reed, a Canadian striker. Got 19 and 20 and 18 on quite a few things there. No, 18, don't know what I'm talking about. 19 and 20, a few 16 and 17s in there. Then we have Shawn Spencer from Ireland. 6 20s there. Determination of 20 as well. It seems to be giving good determination for us all. I think because we've got the potential to be really good players, it generally gives you a high determination attribute anyway. Some of you did actually select determination as well. Then we have Krishna Daggubati from India. Hopefully I vaguely said that right. Apologies for any mispronunciations in advance. But this guy looks pretty good. Good finishing and heading. Going to be a good target man, I think. Now this is a great name. Nwamba Polunomontreria from Nigeria. And we've got a few Africans in this, which is good. We've got a real mix of nations from around the world, but generally quite a few English. as the majority of people that watch my videos, I guess, are from the UK, but I know there's loads of you from around the world, particularly Scandinavia, and quite a few people from America as well. So moving on to Matt Ruder, someone that interacts with me a lot on Twitter. So hi Matt, thank you for being a part of this, of an American striker. Good, well, 20 on finishing technique, composure, flair and teamwork. Maybe lacks a little bit on the physical side, but good natural fitness should help him play quite late into his career. If you've got good natural fitness, then you're likely to play for a bit longer than other players, I guess. Kieran Dixon is next. He's from Scotland, potential to be a good advanced forward or maybe target man because he's got good heading as well. We then have Liam Ferguson, who's got 20 on dribbling, finishing, composure, off the ball and pace. Then we have Jeff Golding, another English striker. There's lots of English strikers on this. It's going to be interesting to see how they do for the English national side, considering how many strikers we have. England's going to be pretty overpowered on this, let's be honest, because of all the players we're getting. But there's going to be real competition for places. Some of you might not actually get any English caps simply because there's someone else that's slightly better. So it may have been a good idea to pick a second nationality, but some of you just went for standard English as your nationality. We will see who is the star man. Okay, the next guy is a legend of this series, Work the Space, a legend of the Football Manager community. Now, he didn't come out in the 25 random players that I selected. However, I put on Twitter the option. I did a poll to decide whether he should be part of the series because he is a legend of the series. And he's always supported this, so thank you Jack for once again applying. And over 60% of you wanted him to be a part of it, so you can't moan at me for putting him in because I did give you the power to stop him from being put in. I'm sure there'll be some of you backing Mr. Work the Space in this series anyway and hoping that he does well. Let's see if he can do well. Remember, he was called the Indian Ronaldo a couple of series ago simply because a picture of him as Ronaldo appeared on his profile for some reason. By the way, I don't have any photos on here because you're not regens, technically, so you won't have a regen face. I could put photos in, but to be honest, it would take a long time, and I don't want you moaning about looking like someone you're not. And I could have got you to send me in photos, but that would have been a bit weird. And lastly, for this part, you can already see the next 4 players in the next part, the names anyway. But lastly for this part, it's Alessandro Silva, an Italian striker. Looks very good on this actually. Finishing, free kick taking, long shots, technique and aggression of 20. Interesting. We'll have to see how that aggression does. I could click on all these wanted things to see who you're wanted by. Wow, he's wanted by some very good clubs. Obviously, I'm going to do these 4-part introductions, introducing all the players, and then the 5th video, I will holiday 1 season, so we'll all be 18 years old, and I'll see which clubs we have moved to. But that's it for part 1 today. I've introduced all the out-and-out strikers. There's lots of players that can still play up front, as you can see here if you have a sneak peek ahead. I think I've introduced everything that you need to know as well. Thank you so much once again for all your support on this series. Please hit the like button if you're looking forward to this. If we can smash, I don't know, 400 likes, that would be amazing. Part 2 will be out very soon, in 2 or 3 hours after this one goes live. And then part 3 and 4 will be out tomorrow. And then we'll move on to the proper series and start holidaying into the future. I will see you very soon, guys.